Everybody, welcome to the off ramp. I am your host, Thomas Jason Anderson. It's late, but guess what? It's Miami, man. We never rest. We never sleep. We're up all the time. We do shows whenever. So we just lost the championship game yesterday, man. I'm brokenhearted, but our guys played. We played our hearts out, man. We represented for Miami. We'll be back. It's all good. Everyone's counting. They counted us out before. They'll count us out again, but we'll be back. We've got the blueprint. And yeah, man, our team did great. So I'm doing it live because people had a lot of questions concerning something that I posted earlier today on my Facebook page in relation to some new filings in the Southern District of Florida involving the nation of Guyana. If people are new to the show and are wondering what's going on here, well, so about 15, 16 years ago, I could see through some research I was doing as a research journalist and working at a think tank in Washington, D.C. I was doing some corruption stories in New York City in that region. And a lot of the stuff was leading back to the nation of Guyana. And when I did some more research, some further research, and spoke to some people, some diaspora, and some people there in country, I began to realize that Guyana and the region there in the Caribbean was going to become very important to my nation, the United States. And so I did not wait for someone in our government or someone in the media or anyone anywhere else to tell me that this was important. I knew it. And I've been on it now for 16 years. And I've been covering basically the overlap between the United States and Guyana for that amount of time now. I just did a show last week on the Minister of Tourism, former Minister of Housing, Susan, with the PPP concerning some allegations that the leader of the Win Party and member of Parliament, Azruddin Mohamed, had lodged against her publicly. Some guys down in Region 10 asked me to take a look, the highlighter, so I took a look. And I did a show on it. So if anyone's wondering, hey, why are you always talking about Muhammad? Well, no, I actually took, something that he put out there and I looked into it and I did an entire show on it. So I am not partisan. This show off ramp politics. We don't get captured on a team. We're not on one team or another. I'm not on the PPP side or anyone else's side. I'm on the side of reality, and I'm trying my best with this platform to provide uh, my viewpoint of reality because I come from a very unique perspective through public documents, and so that's where we're at now. I've been examining some public documents in the courthouse here in the federal courthouse here in downtown Miami related to a gentleman in Guyana named Azruddin Mohamed and his father Nazar Mohamed. And I've been following this case from the beginning, even before that. And there was a new entry placed in the docket. Now, on the docket screen, you can see that it says January 13th, but it just showed up. I've been checking every day. It just showed up in the past couple days, this document. So maybe the system has a little bit of lag because of holidays. But the bottom line is a new document's inside the system, and this new document, a lot of people might look at it and say, "Well, it's not a big deal." Well, a lot of times, especially when you guys come to my platform here, you will find out that the things that don't seem like a big deal are actually the biggest of deals, right? And I think what I put on my page today about what was filed in the district in Southern District of Florida is pretty significant. And so for people who are new to this and need to get a refresher on all of this, okay, let's rewind a little bit. A federal grand jury in Miami in the Southern District of Florida is a federal court brought down an indictment on a family, the Muhammad family from Guyana. They're reported as in Reuters and other places as a gold mining, like a monarch type, like a leading family in Guyana. And this indictment has been very controversial because it followed the Mohammeds being placed on OFAC sanctions, and those OFAC sanctions were related to the Global Magnitsky Act, which that happened. They were put on the Global Magnitsky Act sanctions back in June 11th in 2004, and so they were already on sanctions, and that has now escalated to a grand jury indictment, and it's related to, according to the indictment, the smuggling of 10,000 kilos of gold out of Guyana through a scheme that involved companies in Miami, companies in Dubai, where what was happening, according to the indictment, alleged in the indictment, boxes, sealed boxes that use the government of Guyana seals, where if you break the seal, you can't use that box again. Somehow, some way, there was a scheme where the boxes and the seals are being reused, where the seals weren't being broken, and in being reused, they weren't paying the fees for a bunch of the gold leaving the country, being at 10,000 kilos of it. So, according to the indictment. There are other hints that there are other things going on. There are other sealed entries inside of the docket. And so fast forward to this week, and I'm checking the docket and I see that, oh, there's a new filing. And the new filing says that the government brought on a new assistant U.S. attorney. And that assistant U.S. attorney was brought on for a specific reason, it said. He was brought on for forfeiture issues. Okay. And that's a big deal because you can bring on people for that. But with this one specific AUSA, Mr. Pastor, he is an expert. He has a Rolodex, he has a network of people in the arena of Venezuela and Guyana and the Caribbean who investigate uh, money laundering, gold smuggling, drug smuggling type issues. And he's been very successful at forfeitures. He just recently succeeded at getting a forfeiture against some Venezuelans who were bribing Venezuelan government officials for tens of millions of dollars. I mean, it's just scandalous activity. This prosecutor was successful in getting not only them convicted, but he got a forfeiture or forfeiture order on them to recoup a boatload of cash in relation to the bribery scheme they were doing in the nation of Venezuela. On top of that, he was successful in being one of the lead prosecutors on a multi-agency task force that went after Russian oligarchs who were hiding assets in the United States. And so they were successful at getting two luxury condos in Miami that a few Russian oligarchs had tried to hide. And so you have a prosecutor, Mr. Pastor, coming in who has experience in the region. And on top of that, he has elite level experience at dealing with assets and finding hidden assets and being able to go after them through forfeiture orders. So they're basically bringing in a high level specialist who is an expert at finding hidden assets. That's who has now come on to the case dealing with the grand jury indictment of Mr. Azruddin Mohamed. Okay. So that's a big deal. So I'll show you in a split screen what I'm talking about so you guys can take a look, right? And so what we have here, we'll go to the Pacer page. So this is, as you can see, as I said before, this is the indictment. And you can see um, case number CR 20441 KMW2. And this was filed October 2nd, 2025, right? And you can see what they're being charged for: counts of conspiracy to commit wire and mail fraud. Count 6, 7, 8, and 9, mail fraud. Count 10, conspiracy to commit money laundering. Count 11, mail fraud. Okay. And as you can see, here's the indictment from the grand jury. And as you can see, these are all sealed here. All these entries are sealed. So who knows what's in there? But then you see Mr. Pastor here, Mr. Joshua Pastor. appearing for USA as to forfeiture. He was added. So as you can see, right, when you look at the Pacer docket, and this is anyone can access this, right? You can look at who the attorneys are representing whom. And when you look at the Mohammeds, right, who's their attorney? There isn't one here. It's blank. When you look at the USA, the plaintiff, who's the attorney? Well, they had Jill already. They've already had Jill Simon and Michael Berger, and now they've added Joshua Pastor. And if you want an idea of what he's been doing, so you can take a look here. Okay, so Justice Department secures forfeiture of 2 Miami condos for violations of Russia-related U.S. sanctions. This was January of 2025, right? And you can go down here and see Assistant U.S. Attorney Joshua Pastor, Marks Calderon, and Eli Rubin for the Southern District of Florida. So it says here the Miami field office investigated the case with assistance from Sunny Isles Beach Police Department, Assistant U.S. Attorney. So all these people were in on this. And so he was working, Joshua Pastor was working with these other U.S. attorneys as well as, hold on one second. Oh, man. Wow. Okay, excuse me. It's getting cold here. It's wintertime in South Florida. You know, it gets like 50 degrees and we're frozen. Okay, so also he was on here with the criminal division's money laundering and asset recovery section and the National Security Division's counterintelligence export control section. So this is who Joshua Pastor has worked with in the past successfully. Just keep that in mind. Okay, it's important. And then you can see here, Attorney General Merrick Garland announces task force of called Klepto Capture. This is what was announced in 2022, and they were able to come up with this. They got these condos, right? That's the result. And you can look at the Wikipedia page for it. They've got a whole Wikipedia page. So the other thing he did was Mr. Pastor worked on a case with a Venezuelan bribery. So bottom line is now the case against the Mohammeds has brought on a very experienced, a very respected, a very powerful, a very seasoned new assistant U.S. attorney specializing in forfeiture. So that tells me that they are going to be looking seriously at any type of hidden assets that the Mohammeds may have tried to hide. This AUSA, Mr. Pastor, he's here now to make sure that if there's anything hidden, him and his team, when these guys come in, they come with entire teams, and he's coming with all of these people he's worked with before who he can call and get assistance from all of these different agencies. So this is a very important person here that they brought in, a USA pastor, and he has a very pivotal job, and it shows that the US government in this case against the Mohammeds, that they're already anticipating some type of issues potentially when it comes to assets and seizing them. And so they've got a serious team on it now with a lot of experience and a proven track record of success at dealing with not just American criminal issues, but abroad with Venezuela and with Russian oligarchs. So that is very impressive. And considering the Mohammeds don't even have an attorney yet representing them with all of that that's going on in the docket, it tells me things are not going in a very good way for them from an American perspective. Okay. And that's important that you guys hear that it's an American perspective. I do have an American perspective on the nation of Guyana. And yes, I am offering it. Okay. I am. And I'm offering it because you guys are news in America now. Okay, you guys matter in the United States, and we matter to you too, right? The relationship is changing, and so it's imperative that people like myself who have been in this position now for a while that we share our information from our perspective so that you guys know, right? This isn't this isn't easy. This is complicated stuff, and especially considering the fact that it has to be sort of translated not through language but through culture because our court systems are different, right? And what everyone's looking at right now is one like the British court system in Guyana that the Mohammeds are fighting extradition through, which has nothing to do with the United States. We're requesting, but the real battle is between the government of Guyana and the Mohammeds. But at the same time, so you have that one kind of court system, totally it's different from ours. And then you have a totally different federal indictment through a federal grand jury on the US side in Miami. And these are basically connected even though they're separate, right? And so people are getting confused because of that. So this is not an easy situation. I'm bringing my voice to the table. I'm giving my analysis because we need it. All of us in the region need it. So anyone who's watching, wherever you are, whether it's Jamaica, anywhere in the Caribbean, right? Guyana, Trinidad, Venezuela, uh, anywhere, Grenada, anywhere in the region, in Miami, right? I'm sharing because I've been involved in this area now for a long time. I'm sharing from a research journalist perspective, from an analyst perspective, what is happening on some serious issues where our two countries overlap. I'm sharing that. I'm not taking sides, guys. I'm not. And if you're wondering if I am, does it work for the PPP? I just did an entire show on Minister Susan. Okay. I do not work for the PPP. So I'm sorry. I'm starting to get a cold. With that said, I appreciate you guys coming on tonight. I know this is a quick one, but I wanted to get this out so you guys could understand what's happening here, why I'm talking about it. This has, this is all Miami stuff. This is all the Miami court, and it's going to continue to be in Miami. And it doesn't matter what the Mohammeds are doing in relation to the extradition stuff in Guyana. They still have to deal with the court stuff here in the United States. That's totally separate, guys. And so right now they don't even have attorneys for up here. So it looks like they don't even want to deal with it, is what it seems like. I don't know what that's about. Okay. But that's the case. And that's what's going on. That's why I'm talking about it. It's imperative that we all know this, and someone out here is covering this in a way that everybody can understand, which I hope I'm doing. And if I'm not doing it in a way that you understand, please leave a comment. Please interact. I'm not mad. I'm not angry. You see, I put on here earlier on my page. I said, "Hey, man, I'm minding my own business. I'm here in Miami because I said, a couple of Muhammad's peoples in the private messages, send their little threats. I didn't post that to say I'm in danger. I'm fine. I get why they're angry, but they need to all understand who are upset. I didn't do this to the Muhammads. I'm just an observer, and I'm a trained observer actually, right? And so I have tried my best to stay out of domestic politics in Guyana. I really have. And I think I've done a pretty good job of that in respecting that. But with that said, you guys are going to see me more and more because our nations are overlapping more and more. Okay. And I just happen to be one of the people who has a lot of knowledge about the situation. I'm not perfect, right? But I've been here for a long time and I know a lot. And so and I'm trying my best to do this right. So if you guys do have any questions or any concerns, I'm open to hearing that. And people can tell you I talk to anyone in Guyana. I do. I'm not opposed to talking to anyone. So please hit me up. If you guys have a platform or a show and you're watching, you want me to come on, I am more than happy to come on anytime. I'm doing a recording for a PBS for my book Gold Bar Bob tomorrow. So I'm not sure if it's going to broadcast tomorrow, but there should be. Stick with my page. Follow me on my page. I'll post the interview that I'm doing with PBS tomorrow, and then I have a meeting with some documentary guys later on in the week. So I've got a packed week. I'm trying to fit these shows into here, and I'm working on a report I've got to do that I've been working on for a few months. So I got to finish that up too. Man, it's hectic. But yeah, with that said, I will keep you guys posted. If you have any concerns or issues, please just hit me up, man. I'm open. It's no big deal. As you can see, I'm not angry. Even with the people threatening me, I'm not. It doesn't make me mad. I understand why people are upset. I'm not here to inflame anything. I'm not here to get anyone in trouble. I'm here to share information so people are knowledgeable and things don't devolve into chaos. All right. So with that said, thanks again, guys, for joining me. Please share and like. I will talk to you guys again soon, very, very soon. Have a good night.
Now I'ma put it down like that. I'm leaving, I ain't coming back. You don't like the way I act anyway. You really don't have to react. Don't try to change my mind, in fact. Honey, I've already packed all my stuff. We're no longer kids, let's move on. And you are not my kid, so I'm done. Please don't make me pull my gun. Sorry boy, I can't be the one. You know it, yeah. Nothing lasts forever. You know that a change will make it better. You know that nothing lasts forever. You know that, yeah, change will make it better. There's no one to blame, you see. Maybe we're not meant to be. There are plenty more fish in the sea anyway. Every day's a different thing, so I'm not into wedding rings. It ain't personal, it's the way I think.